Morning, students. So today topic is rolling. So let us move to our topic. So the rolling is one of the topic in our both either hot and cold working process. Let us move to our topic. So this is about the hot rolling. Rolling the hot working metal works where large pieces of metal such as slabs or billets are heated above their recrystallization temperature and then deformed between the rollers to form thinner cross section areas, right? So this is about the hard rolling. So right, so here the metal may be heated up to recrystallization temperature, above recrystallization temperature. So coming to this, here we are having, this is the basic rolling process. So here you can observe two rollers that it not having any up and downs. So it is a smooth rollers. So this is the water cooling and this is the passing of the metal in this direction. So this is the actual diameter, this is the actual diameter and this is the reduced diameter. So these are the supporting wheels, these are the supporting rollers that the lengthen and the diameter is decreased and the lengthwise it may be increased. So this is the basic concept of the rolling, right? So coming to this is the rolling mill. This is the rolling mill. Here, what is going on here? Here, totally we are having 12 rollers. 12 rollers. But the workpiece may be directly in contact with only 4 rollers. Only 4 rollers. So here you can observe this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3 and this is 4. Totally 4 rollers. What about the remaining 6? These 8 rollers will give the supporting to the basic rollers. So these are the backing rollers. So backing rollers will provide support to these. These are the two main rollers directly contact with the workpiece. So the gap in between these two rollers is either decreased, therefore the diameter of the workpiece may be reduced and the length of the workpiece may be increased. So here the the remaining these three will support these two rollers. So just wait a minute. So right, so this is one and this is two. In between these two rollers, whenever we will increase the gap, therefore the workpiece maybe diameter may be reducing, may be decreased, right? So these three are supporting wheels. These four wheels are backing wheels, right? So backing roles. So the two main contact with workpiece is these two rollers. It will reduces the workpiece diameter. That means, but the pressure of that particular roller is not supported for the workpiece. Then the pressure may be increased by the remaining 8 rollers. So here you can observe, all of you just have a look on it. So this is rotating in anti-clockwise direction and this is rotating in clockwise direction, anti-clockwise, clockwise. So every roller is rotating in its own single directions. That is, student, all of you make a look. So this is anti-clock and this is anti-clock. So both are in anti-clock direction, right? And one more thing. So this is anti-clock, but this is in clockwise. So so totally how many rollers we are having rotating in anti-clockwise direction? One, two. These two rollers will rotating and this one is also rotating in anti-clockwise direction and this one is also rotating. Total 4 rollers is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So the remaining, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these 4 rollers are rotating in anti-clockwise direction. What about the remaining? And right here also you can observe this is also rotating in anti-clockwise. So right, so totally 6 rollers out of 12 rollers. The total rollers we are catching here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I have been already annotated here. Totally 6 rollers are rotated in anti-clockwise direction. So the remaining the remaining wheels are rotating in clockwise direction. Then only the work is going on. Otherwise, there must be certain diameter is not reduced to some extent, whatever is we required. So right. So hot rolling is carried out to roll ingots. So we will call this as ingot. ఈ వర్క్ పీస్ని మనం ఏమని పిలుస్తామమ్మా, ingot అని పిలుస్తాం. Ingots into slabs, blooms or billets. ఏదన్నా కూడా అదంతా కూడా వర్క్ పీస్ అని అంటాం. వర్క్ పీస్ మెటీరియల్ we will call them as ingots, slabs, blooms or billets. Right. And further hot rolling, plates, bars, rounds, structural shapes and rails are also obtained. So according to our requirement we will use different work pieces. So right, because of limitations in equipment and workability of metals, rolling is done in progressive steps, but a number of passes through the rolls may be required. So that means it is not passed within, it is not attained within a single passes. So a number of passes through the rolls may be required to get the required configuration. So 10 roll passes are required to get a 100 mm by 100 mm billet. That means length into width or length into height. So 100 by 100 billet reduced its cross sectional area, while the intermediate passes not only reduce the area but also try to bring the shape close to the final shape. Final or finishing passes bring the metal to the required shape and size. So right. So coming to the cold rolling, it is employed to finish bars, rods, sheets and strips of most common metals, because this process provides better dimensional accuracy, good surface finish and improved physical properties. Right. So actually the raw materials commonly used are cast iron, cast sisal and forged steel, because of high strength. So these are all the rolling materials. Rolling materials are cast iron and mainly in our rolling, the materials are cast iron and forged steel are mainly used because of their high strength and high resistance requirements. All right. So just wait a minute. Some people are waiting here. So this is the slab. So we madam ఇందాక చెప్పారు కదా, slabs అన్నారు, blooms అన్నారు, what all these things means. Here you can observe. So cold rolling లో మనము materials ని cold rolling or hot rolling we will call the మెటీరియల్, అంటే మనం ఏదైతే మెటీరియల్ని ఆ రోలర్ మధ్యలో పాస్ చేస్తామో దానికి కూడా కొన్ని పెయిలర్ నేమ్స్ ఉంటాయి నాకు. సో చూడండి, హియర్ కెన్ అబ్జర్వ్ దిస్ ఈస్ ద స్లాబ్స్. స్లాబ్ అంటాము, ఈ కండిషన్లో ఉంటే దీన్ని లూమ్స్ అంటాము, వెన్వర్ దీన్ని మనం బ్లెడ్స్ అంటాము. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద పొజిషన్. సో ఇలాంటి స్లాబ్ అని ఈ వర్క్ పీస్ తీసుకుంటే వి విల్ గెట్ దిస్ ఇన్ దిస్ డైరెక్షన్. So the work may be carried out in this flow chart. ఎలా అయితే ఉందో చూడండి ఇక్కడ, the slab may be converted into strip. The slab may be converted into strip and then this may be converted into tin plate. So right. So here the plates may be converted. So first, the slab may be converted into plate. After that, the plate may be converted into large diameter pipe. So right. So the pipe manufacturing process also here is on our screen. So coming to the blooms. So this is the bloom material which is having a cuboid structure. So then we are calling it as a blooms. So the blooms will be converted into round tubes Next, it may be converted into seamless pipes. So this is also one of the thing, rails. So rail structure, you are having already about an idea about the rail structure. So this is the billets, which is having a very lengthy, but the cross section may be very thin. So coming to this is the bars, and after that it may be converted into in this way. So this is the next step. The billet may be converted into wire rods. And after that, it may be converted into wires. So that means the wire manufacturing also. So the billets may be converted into directly round tubes also, right? So that means in our rolling process, what is going on here? So the workpiece, whatever else we are taking here, the workpiece is called as slabs, billets, blooms, ingots, and different things. So these are all the conversion slabs, blooms, billets, and these are all the conversion. These are all the manufacturing process. So coming to the forging. Forging is a manufacturing process involved the shaping of metal using localized compressive forces. Localized compressive forces. So in this, before coming to the forging, we are having so many rolling stand arrangement and two high mills, three high mills, four high mills. That means the rollers, number of rollers are increased. Therefore, we will get the total pressure on that particular workpiece, whatever else we are taking here. So before coming to this, just wait a minute. Okay, before coming to this, in this rolling, we are having so many defects also. So right. So what is the defects? Surface defects and structural defects. We are having surface defects and structural defects. So surface defects, these defects may be result from inclusions and impurities in the material. And the second one is scale, rust, dirt, roll marks, and other causes related to prior treatment and working of the material. So in hot rolling blooms or billets or slabs, the surface is usually preconditioned by various means such as torch to remove the scale. That means torch means scarfing. So it will remove the surface may be conditioned, preconditioning. That means wherever we are following this rule, then we are calling it as preconditioning position. So coming to this, so here you can observe in this process we are having total 12 rolls, but here you can observe only here in the first process, here you can observe only 3 rolls, here is 2 rolls, here is 4 rolls. So according to our requirement, it maybe depends upon our requirement. So in the 3 high rolls, so the at the first one, so this is the at the 3 high rolls, what will happens? So this is a one. So the stand arrangement is used for rolling of two continuous passes in a rolling sequence without reversing the drives. Right after all the metal has passed through the bottom roll set, the end of the metal is entered into the other set of the rollers of for the next pass. For this purpose, a table tilting arrangement is required to bring the metal to the level with the rolls. Right, this arrangement may be used for blooming, billet rolling, or finish rolling. Right. So coming to the 4 highway rolls. So this is the second one. So this is the second one. So this is the first one, and this is the second one. So coming to this rolling stand is arrangement is essentially a 2 high rolling mill, but with small size of rolls. The other 2 rolls are the backup rolls for providing the necessary rigidity to the small rolls. These mills are generally employed for subsequent rolling of slabs. The common products of these mills are hot or cold roll sheets and plates. Right. So coming to the cluster rolls. Cluster roll means totally we are having here also we are having 12 rolls. So at the starting we have been say the cluster roll mill, right? So the coming to the planetary mill. Planetary mill means here on screen we are not having the planetary mill. Anyways, I will see one more time. It consists of coming to the cluster rolls. It consists of 2 working rolls of smaller diameter and 4 or more backup rolls for large diameter. So here this is the cluster rolls, nothing but this is the cluster rolls. So right, the number of backup rolls may be go as high as 20 or more, depending upon the amount of support needed for the working rolls during the operation. So this type of mill is generally used for cold rolling, right? Coming to this planetary mill, but there is no diagram for this. I will share in our slides also. So right, coming to this, for the rolling arrangements requiring large reduction, where the requirement of large reduction, a number of free rotating wheels instead of a single small roll are fixed to a large backup roll in the planetary rolling mill arrangement. Right. So defects వచ్చేపాటికి మనకి surface defects and structural defects. Surface defects are inclusions and impurities in the material, scale, rust, dirt, and roll marks, and other causes related to prior treatment and working of the metal. So the prior treatment is nothing but scarring, right? So coming to the forging. So this is the forging. Forging. What is the forging? Forging is the manufacturing process by which heated metal is shaped by the application of sudden blows or steady pressure and characteristics of elasticity of material or made use of, right? Forging can be carried out at room temperature. Forging can be carried out at room temperature for cold working, whereas forging may be carried out at above the recrystallization temperature. Then we are calling it as forging. So, or at elevated temperature, a process called warm or hot forging, right? Hot forging and cold working, right? We are having at room temperature it is working, then we are calling it as cold working, whereas the temperature gained, then we are calling it as hot forging depending upon the temperature. So simple forgings can be made with a heavy hammer and an anvil by techniques used by blacksmiths for centuries, right? Usually though a set of dies and a press are required. The three basic categories of forging are open die, impressed die, and closed die. So this is about the forging process. On screen we have been shared the forging, what was going on our forging. So these are the two supporting dies. This is the top one, and this is the bottom die, and this is the workpiece. Therefore, whenever the load may be applied from the top die, it may be squeezed upon. So this is the process. So that means the height of the workpiece may be reduced and the cross sectional area may be increased in this way, right? So so this one is first one. You can observe this is perform mounted on saddle or mandrel, and this is the second one, metal displacement, reduce preform wall thickness to increase diameter, and third one, progressive reduction of wall thickness to produce ring dimensions, and this is the fourth one, machining to near net shape. So right, so this is about the forging process. So coming to the, so what is hot impression die forging? So this is the flash. So the remaining, this is all, this thing is the flash, right? This is the flash. So this is the impression die forging. Impression అంటే మనం ఏదైతే వర్క్ పీస్ పెడతామో మనకి అంటే వర్క్ డైకి ఏదైతే షేప్ ఉందో ఆ షేప్ తీసుకురావడాన్ని దాన్ని మనం ఇంప్రెషన్ అంటాం. అంటే వర్క్ పీస్ అనేది అబౌవ్ రిక్రిస్టలైజేషన్ టెంపరేచర్లో ఉంటుందమ్మా. డై అనేది దానికి ప్రెషర్ ఎప్పుడైతే ఇచ్చిందో ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ క్రియేటింగ్ ద షేప్ ఆఫ్ ద వర్క్ పీస్ ఆల్సో. అంటే ఆ డైకి ఏదైతే షేప్ ఏదైతే ఇచ్చామో అది డైరెక్ట్గా దాని మీద ఇంప్రెషన్ మనము ఇంప్రెషన్ అనేది తీసుకొస్తాం, రైట్? సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద స్కీమాటిక్ డయాగ్రామ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇంప్రెషన్ డై ఫోర్జింగ్ ప్రాసెస్ షోయింగ్ partial die filling and the beginning of the flash formation in the center sketch, and the final shape with the flash in the right hand sketch, right? So so before going to the extrusion process, we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages also, otherwise we can't say all these things, right? So coming to the advantages of forging, forging improves the structure of metal and hence its mechanical properties. Forging, and the second one is forging distorts the previously created unidirectional fiber in such a way as to strengthen the component. And the third one is owing to intense working, flaws are seldom found, and the workpiece has a high reliability. And the fourth one is forgings are easily welded, and fifth one is rapid duplication of components. So it is possible. So these are all the advantages. So right, and ability of the forging to withstand unpredictable loads, and metal removing in machining is minimum, and the forging can withstand unpredictable loads, and the surface of the forging is relatively smooth. Superior machining. Wait a minute. Okay, right. So superior machining qualities. So these are all the advantages. These are all the advantages. So and minimum weight per unit strength and better resistance to shock. So forgings can be held to within fairly close tolerances. So coming to the disadvantages, the initial cost, the initial cost and the cost of uh, their maintenance, and the cost of their maintenance is high. So, in the forging, due to high temperature of metal, there is rapid oxidation or scaling of the surface, resulting in poor surface finish. And forging operation is limited to simple shapes, and has limitations for parts having undercuts, retrent surfaces, re-entrant surfaces, etc. Forgings are usually costlier than castings. So, classification of forging. First one, coming to the classification, first one is hand forging, and the second one is machine forging. Hand forging is usually looking at our roadsides also. So, hand forging అనొచ్చు, దాన్ని బ్లాక్ స్మిత్ అంటాం మనం. రోడ్ సైడ్ మీకు జనరల్గా చిన్న చిన్నగా ఫోర్జింగ్స్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు, అంటే వర్క్ పీస్ని బాగా హీట్ చేసి పైనుంచి హ్యామర్స్ తోటి, అంటే యూ డిడెంట్ నో అబౌట్ ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. సో హ్యామర్స్ తోటి ప్రెషర్ అనేది అప్లై చేసి మనకు కావాల్సిన షేప్కి బెండ్ చేస్తారన్నమాట. సో దాన్ని మీకు అర్థమయ్యే భాషలో అలా చెప్పాను. బట్ యాజ్ అ టెక్నికల్ టర్మ్స్ వీఆర్ కాలింగ్ ఇట్ యాజ్ హ్యాండ్ ఫోర్జింగ్ ఆర్ బ్లాక్ స్మితింగ్ అని కూడా అంటాము దీన్ని. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎంప్లాయిడ్ ఫర్ స్మాల్ క్వాంటిటీ ప్రొడక్షన్ అండ్ ఫర్ స్పెషల్ వర్క్, రైట్. సో generally speaking, the accuracy obtained is less than the drop forging. So in hand forging, the metal is heated in blacksmith's forge or hearth. It consists of a hearth. You have to observe it in our materials. Next, I will share the materials also. It consists of a hearth for holding the fuel, a cast iron tire for supplying air blast to the fire. Just like that. మీకు హర్త్ అంటే ఎలాగంటే మీకు ఎలాగంటే ఒక ఫర్నెస్ లాగా అన్నట్టు. ఆ ఫర్నెస్లో ఏమవుతుంది, మెటీరియల్ ఏదేసినా కూడా ఏమవుతుంది, it may be changing its state from solidus to liquidus. In the same manner, the hearth will create certain amount of temperature, then it will supply the air also for the blast to the fire, and a centrifugal blower driven by a power, so preferably electric motor, to produce the blast, and a chimney to carry the smoke and poisonous gases to air, a water tank behind the hearth to water cool the tire, and a cooler bunk to stock coal or coke, a water through in front of for quenching cutting tools, and an air valve to control the blast. So in operation, the work is placed in the fire pot and heated to the proper temperature for forging. So we will on our next class, I will share the Smith's forge and Smith's working video also, and the blacksmith's tools also I will share in our next class. So today we will move for impression. This is the okay. This is the extrusion. Extrusion is the process by which long straight metal parts can be produced, and extrusion is done by squeezing metal in a closed cavity through a tool known as a die, using either a mechanical or hydraulic press, right. So this is the hot extrusion process. What is going on here? So this is the ram. Here you can observe, this is the ram and this is the workpiece. So this is the total die that it will fix the workpiece at a particular in a particular position. So the extrusion is in this direction. అంటే మీకు వర్క్ పీస్ ఆల్రెడీ దీనిలో ఫిక్స్ అయిపోయి ఉంటుందమ్మా. ఎలాగా హై అబౌవ్ రీక్రిస్టలైజేషన్ టెంపరేచర్కి హీట్ చేసిన తర్వాత దీనిలో మనం వర్క్ పీస్ని ఫిక్స్ చేస్తాము. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ద ర్యామ్ మే బీ మూవింగ్ ఇన్ దిస్ డైరెక్షన్. After that, the high above recrystallization temperature workpiece may be changing its diameter in this way, right? So the workpiece is coming out in this direction. So right, coming to this, parts produced by extrusion. These are all the different parts produced by extrusion. So here also we are having so many machine forgings. So these are all not a this is not a hand forging. This is completely a machine forging process. So this is cold extrusion. This is the cold extrusion line diagram. So extrusion, what is the extrusion? Extrusion is the process. Em jarugutundi ante extrusion is the process in which the metal is caused to flow through a restricted orifice, so creating an extremely elongated strip of uniform but comparatively small cross section. The operation is identical to the squeezing of టూత్పేస్ట్. మీకు టూత్పేస్ట్ చూస్తారు కదమ్మా, జస్ట్ ప్రతిరోజు మార్నింగ్ టైం మనము బ్రషింగ్ చేయడానికి టూత్పేస్ట్ ఎలా అయితే మీకు స్క్వీజ్ అవుట్ అవుతూ ఉంటుందో, ద సేమ్ ప్రెషర్ మే బి ద సేమ్ టెక్నిక్ మే బి అప్లైడ్ హియర్ ఆల్సో. So it is similar to cold drawing, except that the material is pushed, not pulling. The metal is pushed. So here you can observe the total extrusion process. Here the metal is pushed, not pulled. అంటే అటు నుంచి ర్యామ్ జరుపుతుందమ్మ. ర్యామ్ అనేది దాన్ని పుష్ చేస్తుంది బయటికి, నాట్ పుల్లింగ్. మనం మెటీరియల్ని బయటికి లాగడం లేదు, దాని అంతటా అదే ఏమవుతుంది, పుష్ చేస్తుంది. అంటే మనం ఏదైతే స్క్వీజింగ్ జరుగుతుందో ఎర్లీ మార్నింగ్ టూత్ పేస్ట్ తీసినప్పుడు వి విల్ అబ్జర్వ్ దిస్ టెక్నిక్. సో దట్ నాట్ పుల్డ్. సో త్రూ ద హోల్ ఇన్ ద డై. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ద డైకి ఉండేటువంటి హోల్లో నుంచి మనకి ఏమవుతుంది, ద ఆపరేషన్ ఈజ్ ఆఫెన్ క్యారీడ్ అవుట్ ఎట్ హై టెంపరేచర్స్. So an important feature of the extrusion process is generally is that the grain flow of the material lies in the direction most suited to resist imposed stresses in service. So the metals that can be extruded include aluminum and its alloys, copper and its alloys, lead and its alloys, so magnesium and its alloys, so tin and zinc and their alloys, with few exceptions, right? But the extrusion process, it is possible to make components which have a constant cross section over any length and can be had by the rolling process, right? Is there anybody waiting here? Okay. So right. So by the extrusion process, it is possible to make components which have a constant cross section over any length as can be had by the rolling process. Some extrusion shapes is also I have been shared here. So these are all the extrusion parts, extruded parts. So the complexity, here you can observe the complexity of the parts that can be obtained by extrusion is more than that of rolling. So because the die required being very simple and easy to make, an extrusion is a single pass process, unlike rolling. The amount of reduction that is possible in extrusion process in extrusion is large. Generally brittle materials can also be very easily produced. So large diameter, thin walled tubular products with excellent concentricity and tolerance characteristics can be obtained. So the extrusion pressure for a given material. So already I have been shared all these things. Material depends on the extrusion temperature. Mainly it is depends upon the extrusion temperature. So the reduction in area on the extrusion speed. The extrusion speed depends on the work material. Too high and extrusion speed would cause excessive heat generation in the extruded material metal, causing lateral cracks, causing lateral cracks. So cold extrusion process. Coming to the here, here no need to explain the specially about the hot working. ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం చెప్పుకున్నది హాట్ వర్కింగ్. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇప్పుడు చెప్పుకోబోయేదంతా కూడా కోల్డ్ వర్కింగ్. సో బిఫోర్ గోయింగ్ టు ద కోల్డ్ వర్కింగ్ ప్రాసెస్, I remembered some other point also. So that is extrusion ratio. Coming to the extrusion ratio, it is defined as the ratio of cross sectional area of the billet to the cross sectional area of the product. Its value for hot extrusion for steel is about 40:1. That is 40:1. So steel కి వచ్చేపాటికి రేషియో, ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ రేషియో వచ్చేపాటికి 40:1. Whereas అల్యూమినియంకి వచ్చేపాటికి 400:1. Right? So according to the metal, the extruded ratio may be changed. So before ఇంకొకటి ఏంటంటే ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం ప్రాసెస్ చెప్పుకున్నాము, మొత్తం ఆ ప్రోడక్ట్స్ చూసుకున్నాము. సో దానిలో మెటీరియల్స్ యూజ్ చేసేది ఏంటి చెప్పాము, దాని టెంపరేచర్స్ ఏంటి చెప్పుకున్నాము, దానిలో కండిషన్స్ ఏమేమి ఉండాలో చెప్పుకున్నాము, దాని యొక్క కాంప్లెక్సిటీ ఏంటని చెప్పుకున్నాము. సో కమింగ్ టు ద అడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఆల్సో, ప్రతి ప్రాసెస్కి కూడా అడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఉంటాయి. సో కమింగ్ టు ద అడ్వాంటేజెస్, shapes can be extruded. Those if produced by other methods shall entail more cost comparatively. So thinner walls can be obtained by increasing the forming pressure. So due to high reduction ratio, the metal has excellent transverse flow lines. Consequently, the part has an added strength and secondary operations are made easier. So and one more thing is the extrusion dies are very less expensive comparatively, and so moderately short runs are practical. And extrusion process allows low cost in process design, redesign, and the dimensional tolerances of extrusions are very good. There is more flexibility in design for adjacent thin and heavy sections as well as for difficult re-entrant angles, sharp corners, not practicable in other process and can be readily be obtained by extrusion. And it is also possible to get shapes with the internal cavities, in extrusion by the use of spider dies. And extruded shapes can often replace weldments and members previously machined from bar stock. So extrusion is an ideal process. For obtaining rods from metal having poor ductility. So these are all about the advantages. So coming to the limitations, what are the limitations as compared to roll forming? Extruding speed is slow, though the accuracy is good and entirely adequate for most applications, yet it is not as close as machine part would be. The size of dies and presses that can be economically built is a limited factor. Costs of extrusion are generally greater as compared to other techniques. In productivity, extrusion is much inferior to rolling, particularly to its continuous varieties. So process waste is higher in extrusion than in rolling. High tooling costs. So coming to the applications, manufacturing of parts or of a high dimensional accuracy is possible, and manufacturing of sections and pipes of complex configuration, and medium and small batch production. And one more thing is working of poorly plastic and non-ferrous metals and alloys. So this is about the advantages and limitations of extrusion, right? So coming to the classification, so in this we are having classification also. ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం చెప్పుకున్నది హాట్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్. ఈ హాట్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్లో అడ్వాంటేజెస్, ప్రాసెస్, ఎక్స్ట్రూడెడ్ పార్ట్స్, లిమిటేషన్స్, అప్లికేషన్స్. సో ఇప్పటి వరకు ఇవి చెప్పుకున్నాను. సో కమింగ్ టు దిస్, ఇందులో మీకు ఇన్ డెప్త్కి దిగితే క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ ప్రాసెస్, హాట్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్లో ఫార్వర్డ్ ఆర్ డైరెక్ట్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ one classification, and second one is backward or indirect extrusion. Totally we are having two extrusions. One is forward or direct extrusion, and the second one is backward or indirect extrusion. So కమింగ్ టు ద కోల్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్, ఇందులో మీకు కోల్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్లో కూడా సబ్ క్లాసిఫికేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయమ్మా. సో కోల్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్కి వచ్చేపాటికి ఫార్వర్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్, హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్, అండ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్లోనే మళ్ళీ సబ్ క్లాసిఫికేషన్కి వచ్చేపాటికి హైడ్రోస్టాటిక్. సో ఐ విల్ గివ్ ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఇన్ అవర్ నోట్స్. సో బ్యాక్వర్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ వచ్చేపాటికి ఇంపాక్ట్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ అండ్ కోల్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ ఫోర్జింగ్. సో మీకు ఇందులో ఫార్వర్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ అని చెప్పాను నేను. హాట్ వర్కింగ్లో కూడా మనకి ఫార్వర్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ ఉంటుందమ్మ. దీనిలో మనకి ఏమవుతుందంటే ఎట్ ద ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద కంటైనర్ ఈజ్ ఫిక్స్డ్ into a die, while from the other end the metal is forced to flow through the die by hydraulically driven ram through a follower pad. సో ఇది నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్లో మనము కంప్లీట్గా, ఇంకా అవ్వలేదు నాన్న, జస్ట్ హాట్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ ప్రాసెస్ స్టార్ట్ చేసాం అంతే. దీనిలో మనకి ఇంకా చాలా ఉంది. ఇప్పటివరకు జస్ట్ హాట్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ ప్రాసెస్ ఏంటి, హాట్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్ అంటే ఫోర్జింగ్లో ఇది ఒక క్లాసిఫికేషన్. దీనిలో మళ్ళీ సబ్ క్లాసిఫికేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. దీనిలో కూడా హాట్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్, మళ్ళీ కోల్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్, మళ్ళీ హాట్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్లో డైరెక్ట్, ఇండైరెక్ట్, అలా కోల్డ్ ఎక్స్ట్రూజన్లో డైరెక్ట్, ఇండైరెక్ట్. సో ఇట్లాగా ఇవన్నీ సబ్ క్లాసిఫికేషన్స్ అన్ని కూడా మీకు వి విల్ డీల్ ఇన్ అవర్ నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్. ఓకే, టుడే ద సెషన్ హ్యాస్ బీన్ completed. So thank you one and all of you join within the time.